What's up? This is Dan McDonald, the Life Regenerator. You know that. July 2nd, there's going to be a live chat at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to join me for that, you've got to go down below if you haven't already and join the Insiders Club, because that's how we keep everybody in the loop about these live chats and the DVD releases and stuff like that. So go sign up for the Insiders Club. We'll send you an email about the live chat on July 2nd, which is just a few days from now. So look forward to seeing you there. It'll be about an hour. At least we set it for an hour, and then I usually go a little bit longer. We'll talk about all kinds of different stuff, and I'm just going to try to really be encouraging to people right now, because a lot of people find this easy to get started. Very few actually do end up crossing the finish line. So my holy task is to continually encourage people to keep on going on this, because this is the path to awakening. And when it comes time to start looking at yourself and all the things that go along with being a human being, a lot of people have a hard time to continue to press on and to continue to wake up and to see life as it really is. And there does get to be a point where you are at peace with the way this life is. And then you can eat anything or eat nothing, and it's all the same to you, you know. So go down below, there's a link, and sign up for the Insiders Club. And then I look forward to chatting with you a little bit more intimately and more personally. And the beauty of it is that there's no weird commenters. And most people that show up at the live chats are not haters, you know, and that's pretty cool, because that makes a good vibe. Not that they bother me anymore, because I don't even care about any kind of negativity at all, because, you know, there comes a time in your experience where you're like, I'm just me. And if you have a problem with that, you need to talk to the Creator, because I'm not the one that makes the sun shine. You know, I'm not the one that gave myself 2 legs and 2 arms and 2 eyeballs. I mean, this whole thing is a lot bigger than most of us realize. And in the end, you'll realize that you are innocent. You're an innocent witness to phenomena that are occurring in the universe. So if you stand back and you just observe it all, you can just sit there and go, wow, cool. And you don't have to be so into the story about the emotional melodrama. You know, and you get so into it, and you're just, oh, when you could just be like, it's all good. And you can just sit there and be love, you know, and it's pretty legit. And you just get calm. You just get peaceful. And all you want to do is be encouraging to other people, because you know what it took for that phenomenon to finally get to a place of peace and acceptance. You know, so you know that those other human beings are going to have to be unraveling a lot of crap in their minds and have to deal with a lot of stuff, because everything that's in there that is an obstruction and has not been dealt with is going to need to be looked at and dealt with. And sometimes it's not a pretty sight. And a lot of people, they keep going back to the drugs, back to the bad foods, back to the bad relationships, whatever. But I'm here to tell you that I've got like one talent, and my one talent was perseverance. You know what I'm saying? Stick-to-itiveness. Almost sort of a like ignorance. Not so much ignorance, but just like a real stubborn. That's more of the word I'm looking for. I'm just stubborn. I'm like, I am not the fastest learner, and I'm definitely not the most disciplined dude in the world. But there is one thing that I can be, and that is I can be adamant about the fact that no matter how far down the path or how far off track I get, I'm going to shoot back to get on the narrow path that leads to life. And I just kept on coming back no matter how far off I would shoot. And believe me, there were times when I got so far off the path that I'd be just slobbering and puking and passing out all over myself. You know, and going, I'm raw for this. I'm raw for this. I can get back on. You know. And I got back, man. I keep coming back to this thing. To health, to life, to truth, to God. And I'm just not the type that's the one thing I had going for me, is I could always keep just digging myself up by the bootstraps and just get back on track somehow, some way. You're so far off track, but you think to yourself while you're totally wasted out of your mind, totally fat from all kinds of junk food, Famous Amos chocolate chip cookies, Reese's peanut butter cups, 12 egg omelets, and IHOP flapjack stacks, beer, and marijuana, and everything else. Just come back, man. Just keep coming back. And it will get easier. And one day you'll be sitting on the couch making a video for your friends, and you'll realize that miracles are possible, and they do happen. My life is a living miracle, and I never even thought about it until this very moment. Because I have no desire to do any of that stuff anymore. And I eat pure fruit pretty much every day. And that doesn't really mean that much unless that's what you're shooting for. You know? Which is what I'm shooting for. And every day my body gets a little more flexible. My consciousness gets a little bit more expanded. I argue with the universe a little bit less every day. I'm able to be supportive to those who are just getting started. See, this path is not just about health. That's just a prerequisite. Now that I've gained health and stability in my mind and my emotions, due to the various skills that I've developed over the years, now I can begin the true path. And I have already begun, and that is to surrender everything. Cling to nothing. To not even want anything. Yes, to see the creativity flowing through me, of course. But is there anything that I really need other than being right here, right now, doing my job on earth as a lover of persons? Not really. You know? Well, I was going to try to make this super short, but there's so many things that so many people have been having a hard time. I guess I kind of had to make this thing just to let you all know a little bit of some of the things I've been through. After, you know, majority of my young life addicted to alcohol and drugs and food, you didn't even notice that. You don't even notice what a drug food is until you start trying to get sobered up from it. Most humans will never sober up off food because it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, you put it in this end and eventually it sort of comes out that end. Some of it, most of it. And it's okay. And you live to be 80 years, it's alright. But the food trip and the regeneration, which is the release of all the energetic obstructions, be it physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual obstructions. This is the path to what has been referred to as enlightenment, or the peace that passes understanding, or Sat Chidananda, or the kingdom of heaven within you, or self-realization, all the names it's been given. It's all the same thing. There's only just one. That's why I teach unity consciousness. That's why I'm here to simply serve and help, because I have been blessed. And my life is a miracle. And I have had buckets of grace dumped on me to have come out of what I've come out of. To be sober now. To have never hurt my children physically or emotionally either, or mentally attack them, you know. And so to break the cycles, that's what I am. I'm a cycle breaker, you know. Are you? Are you a cycle breaker? I'm a cycle breaker. I've got a little bit of time left on this planet. I'm going to make the most out of every single second by being grateful, thankful, with an attitude of humility as best as I can. It's not that easy because I'm so good. I'm just kidding. Humility and service, kindness, love, compassion. I'd like to be known as like the compassionate raw fooder. I mean, I'm intense, dude. I get to be like a smart aleck sometimes, but there's a real me inside that knows how blessed I am. And I think the only reason I am is because I never did give up. No matter what it takes, no matter what it took to get here, no matter what it takes for me to fulfill my destiny, I will sweat, I will bleed, I will work my fingers to the bone. I'll stand on my head cross-legged for 10 years. I'll eat, you know, watermelon seeds, nothing else for months on end if that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, whatever it takes for me to fulfill my highest potential, for me to regenerate my life to the highest levels possible. That's what I'm going to always intend to do. How far I'll go in this life, maybe it's up to me, maybe it's not. Sometimes these things are hard to really understand or grasp. But I'm going to do everything I can within my power to create the potential. So this was definitely not a short video, which apparently is impossible for me because I feel like some things I have to share can be extremely beneficial, because I do have some of the greatest teachers and mentors the world has ever seen. And I look up to the greatest men in history as people that I would like to emulate. And then that gives me a chance through these videos to send their love through me to you. So I'm just really a little nobody cog in the wheel of life. I've got about as much desire to be special as I do to step in a pile of poop, you know. I just want to have fun doing my job and honoring the grace that I've received by helping as many people as I can. So I'm always on the phone, I'm always on the email, and I can't even get to even half of them. I can't even get to 20% of them anymore. There's so many. So I got to make these little videos like this, very well reserved this morning. Could go on and on because of the love in my heart. It flows when I make these videos. I feel it. That's why all my videos are like the longest in the history of YouTube. Because it's really the highlight of my day to make these videos for you. I'll see you at the live chat on the 2nd. I will tell you about my plans for the future. And if you want, I will tell you a little bit more about my past. I don't share a lot of details, but if a dude like me, can come out of that looking and feeling as good as I do, and able to function at a relatively okay level. I'm not the most functional person in the world, but a lot of idiosyncrasies and quirkiness. But I feel good. I feel like God is really working in my life very strongly lately. And the more clean that I eat, the stronger I feel it. The more direct is the message that's talking to my heart, telling me what I need to do to fulfill my potential. Because the mind is so clear when one just eats melons, papayas, mono meals. I don't need much. I live off electricity and love.